All right, everyone. Jared and Dave here. We're with Sarah Garcia, and she is going to talk about and Tooele Adventures is the name of it's kind of a is it a group that or a page you started? And
yeah, it's just an influencer social media platform that I've developed.
Okay, and we'll be flashing it on the screen periodically as we go along here. But Sarah, tell us about Tooele Adventures.
Can I tell you, my kids were so excited. They listen to podcasts when they go to bed, and they're like, "What, Mom? You're going to be on your first one? Can we listen to it?" I'm like, "Heck yes, we can."
How old are your kids?
So my kids are 11, and they'll be so excited that I'm saying this. 11, 9, and 5.
What do they like to listen to normally, podcast-wise?
So they listen to Circle Round and Brains On. Those are two big ones. Circle Round is tells stories. If you don't want to read your kids' stories at nighttime, you can just turn that podcast on. Or Brains On, they answer science questions. It's kind of nice to turn off the screen. I wanted to go old school for a little bit and just listen as a family to things.
So, hold on. Someone came up with the idea of a podcast to do bedtime stories on a podcast. That is a brilliant idea.
I know.
Why didn't we think of that?
That's ingenious because we would be terrible at bedtime stories.
The things they would get to learn from you.
Yeah. Corrupting the youth. Anyways, but no, that is ingenious. I mean,
yeah.
You'd think podcasts, you think there is political and true crime.
No, there's so much more. I'll do it. Since I'm talking about it, I've done this post before on my Tooele Adventures where I talk about my favorite podcasts as a family. So I'll do that one again so that.
What are your favorite type of podcasts as a family?
Those two.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite story?
My daughter always says the one with the fairies where they clean up. And
so they tell like nursery rhyme, or I would say Grimm tales, but Brothers Grimm were awful if you read the actual ones.
Yeah.
So they tell Disney version Grimm tales. Yeah,
or just stories with where you're learning something.
That's outstanding. That is fantastic.
Mm-hmm. So they were excited because they like to listen to podcasts.
Well, they'll get to listen to this one.
Yeah, they'll get to listen to Mom.
Yeah. So tell us about Tooele Adventures. Or how about the beginning of it? What motivated you to do this?
Perfect. That's where I was going to go anyways. So my husband grew up here in Tooele. Mm-hmm. We have deep roots here. We lived in another state, and then we had the opportunity to move here to Utah. And I said, we're moving to Tooele.
What was the other state?
California. I didn't want to say that to you because I'm sure you have opinions about California.
It's got beautiful weather.
California is the perfect state ran into the ground. It's like,
you know what? And that's why when we made the opportunity to move to Utah.
It's like you buy a Bugatti Veyron.
Yeah.
And you never change the oil.
It's like getting dealt every good card in the deck and still losing your poker hand.
Or folding.
Yeah. So we're excited to be here. So I've deep roots here in Tooele, but something that I noticed immediately. Well, I noticed this in my last city that I lived in. I lived in Bakersfield, California. If you look up the hashtags for Bakersfield, California, you see nails, hair, and bars. And so moving here to Tooele, I really wanted to represent and have the Tooele hashtag be represented for what it is, what we are here. So that's one of the many reasons that I started Tooele Adventures.
Hillbillies, methamphetamine.
No.
My neighbor right
Large
behind
trucks.
me is from Bakersfield.
Oh.
Him and his wife ran away from
that's where I ran away from.
the failed republic as well.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice people, very nice people.
It's very hot there.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. And it's a little bit more inland too.
It is, yeah. You're about 2 hours away from the beach.
Do they have avocados?
No, but that's where the cutie farms are, and the baby carrots.
The cutie, those little oranges where the peels fall off.
And lots of grapes.
Oh, so you can make some wine.
That sounds great.
Nope, not wine grapes. That's more like in the vineyard where the weather's changing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so the grapes in Bakersfield were more table grapes.
So you can't
So
make
you're going to
wine?
see them at Costco. You're going to see them at Lucky's and Walmart and stuff.
Like the big
Oh.
fat ones.
Or whatever, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yep,
Are-
so I wanted to make sure that Tooele City was represented well in hashtags.
Mhm. Okay.
That's just a downfall I saw in Bakersfield. And then I just saw a big need for each city in our county was doing different family friendly things, but there was never a central information booth. So I was going around searching all of these fun things, free things, family friendly things to do. And I was trying to share them with my friends. And so it was just easier to share them with everybody and put it. So I'm trying to be the information booth in one spot.
So are you focusing on just Tooele City or are you branching out? So do you know what?
I have everywhere.
Do you know what
Tooele
happened last
County.
weekend?
Is this a quiz?
Yeah.
Okay.
Down in Grantsville.
The baby animal days.
Yeah, you go down and pet a
Yeah.
baby kangaroo. Apparently, my nieces and nephews
Mhm.
had a blast.
Really? Good.
Oh,
We
yeah.
were there. They ran it 2 weekends.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the last weekend. We were there with the weekend before, and the kangaroo jumped out.
The baby did.
Yeah.
Of the pouch?
No. It wasn't a baby.
Apparently, it's very soft. I don't know how big it is. My dad takes my dad's friends with the farmer,
That's fun.
so sometimes they get to go see him. They have river deer down there,
I don't know what that is.
which is a deer I want to hunt one day.
Okay.
But it's in China, and it has
and Tooele.
and Tooele. But it has antlers and vampire like fangs.
I'm going to have to look this up.
Yeah,
That's a little creepy.
Do they suck blood or?
I don't know. I don't know.
It was funny when the kangaroo got out. They're like, the Joey got out. Shut the gate. And everyone was like, all the parents are like, what do we do? And they just shut the gate so nobody else.
Panic.
I don't see the
Oh no, it's a
fangs.
water deer. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. That almost looks not real.
Looks like a giant mouse.
I know.
It almost looks like hair.
Oh, wow.
Look how
And-
cute it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kind of.
Now they're tiny, so I mean it would be a shameful hunt, but
you should share that with the audience because they can't see it yet.
yeah.
Our
uh,
faces, I'm like squinting to see it.
Look at the fangs on that thing.
I know. Yeah, they've got some
And the cute ears.
beastly fangs. But yeah, I will share it with the audience. But go on, keep talking about the
Tell us about your first Tooele adventure.
yeah.
There's always a first.
I don't know. I can't remember. Oh, I think my first goal was I wanted to visit and go in every business in Tooele County.
Really?
Mhm.
Is there some favorite businesses you have?
There's random businesses.
Random? Like what? have
Like-
you been up to the Tooele Wellness Center yet?
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been there multiple times. I noticed there was like a True Value store. It's like a sprinkler store here in town.
Yep.
I've never been in there.
It's
I want to go
right
in
there
there.
next to the
Mhm.
fast food Mexican restaurant.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's not just sprinkler. They actually have a nice like bathroom remodel display out front.
Yeah.
I mean, they're kind of a full service type deal.
Have
Yeah.
you been to the chocolate shop that makes the Utah chocolate bars?
The Utah, I've heard of her, and does she have a shop?
Well, Dave does.
I thought
that
she does
also.
it in her house.
That's me. I do that.
Oh, what? I didn't know that.
Now you've met her.
Mm.
Is this like special chocolates or what are you? I'm going to look it up on Facebook to see if you're teasing me.
No, he does make them. He doesn't. He needs to get a shop. He
I
needs to
gotta
get this
do
done.
better advertising. Yes, I think it could work.
I think it could. I think if you got into a couple of the sweet shops, like there's a sweet shop at the wellness center.
Or you
We've
could
got
let
that.
Tooele Adventures talk about it.
Yeah, we got that place in Grantsville. If you could have them sold out of there on consignment, get them out.
Oh, you
by
could
the
put them in
public.
Vintage Barn.
Yeah, vintage barn.
Vintage Barn would be the perfect place for it.
So I just gotta have someone tell me what to do with them.
Go put them in Vintage
I
Barn.
make them, and it's like that's about as far as it goes.
Oh, you could just post it on the 411 for Mother's Day.
Mm. Yeah.
Usually I'm in Facebook jail.
What about Mother's Day? You could make Mother's Day chocolates. It could be like, what do they call it? A chocolate?
No, he
What,
should
is
do
it the
Father's Day ones, and you
Oh,
can
a
put
tie?
bacon,
You
or
put-
he can put
You just make a
like,
tie, but for
jerky in them.
the Mother's Day, you do a, what do they call it? The slippers,
bouquet?
a chocolate, chonkla.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Gosh dang it! You see it all the time, but Mom whipping you with the slipper, and they call it a chonkla or chocolate.
This is some part of culture I must have
I
missed
don't
out
know what
on.
you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Anyways, but yeah,
That's well. If you have a website, or is it on social media, or you just
Yeah, if you go to Your State of Chocolate on Facebook,
I'm looking it up.
and I'm having a programmer actually do me an e-commerce site, so
oh yeah.
hopefully he'll get there. We'll see.
So Your State of Chocolate, are you gonna make it so? We are totally derailing the
It's
show
okay.
about Tooele Adventures.
That's fine. I'll have to look for it later. See, but that's what Tooele Adventures likes to do, is we find the hidden things and share them. Did you know something about Tooele? Have you guys ever been to the petroglyphs here?
I have.
Mm-hmm.
Fabulous. What?
Now,
I've never been in a room where 3 people have
Which ones are
been
you
to the
talking about?
petroglyphs, the ones out in Lake Point.
The ones out, yep. Been to the ones in Lake Point. There's some over in Tempe.
Right over
There's
here at the
some
base.
at the point of Black Mountain.
That's awesome. I didn't know about any of those.
Yeah.
How did you find them?
I have a dad who we go deer hunting, and 8% of the time we spend deer hunting,
Oh, okay.
and the rest we're looking for scribbling on walls.
And does he just mark? Does he just mark it in his phone where it is, and then you guys can go back? Or
Oh,
does he remember this tree, this rock, and you
This
hike
is
back?
this is from. I mean, he was looking at these from since he was a kid. These are ingrained in his memory. He wouldn't
Yes.
know how to mark them in his phone.
So did his dad show him?
Probably further back than that. Probably
Yes.
his grandfather probably showed
I
him my
love
great
that. Well, you
grandfather.
better not let that die.
Oh, I hope not. No.
Will Alex go out there with you?
Alex has been out to most of them. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
There you go.
I've drug him out there.
Well, that's not a common thing for people coming into Tooele to know about the petroglyphs and how easy they are to actually get to, especially the Lake Point ones.
Yeah. Now the Red Man over in Tempe is a neat one.
Is it?
It's painted on the inside of a cave. Just a little poke of a
My
cave.
mouth just dropped. I want to see that.
Yeah.
Oh, look at your chocolates.
Yep.
They're the state of Utah.
Yeah. Well, he's made others, but yeah, I will
That looks great.
display his chocolates on screen right now.
I mean, I've had the
this
chocolate
is
that he
how
has.
I dealt with PTSD.
Oh,
Made chocolate.
good for you.
I think the last ones you made were looking like this one here with the edging detail.
That's
correct?
a
Yeah,
lot of
that's the main
chocolate.
chocolate bar. The others are kind of just peripheral
It's really
something or others.
it's really neat, and he's
cool.
made an Obama chocolate, and he has made a
You got to see the Obama chocolate.
a
That's the-
You need to
halal
be selling
chocolate.
these.
takes me about all day to make one.
Oh. You need to get a bigger crock
There he
pot
is.
then or something. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Wow, that is something I haven't seen.
Yeah.
He's got his communist flag.
Yep, the Obama chocolate.
That's
I call him
hilarious.
Chobama.
There you go.
Yep.
Do you guys have a favorite restaurant? So something I talk about too is just the restaurants here in town.
Mm-hmm.
Restaurants, hikes, cool places to go, hidden things, trails,
Do
where to
we
go
have-
camping.
Do we have like a gourmet restaurant somewhere here in Tooele?
No.
Hug Hess, Hugh
Oh,
Hess.
the one in
That's their goal.
in Stansbury, they're
Mhm.
working towards it. It's where the old Cravers was.
Yeah.
I forget the name of the street, but I'm sure they've got 4 nautical names and Clubhouse. That's the name of their roads out there.
Yeah.
It's either like, sail, rope, wave, and Clubhouse are the roads, but it's on one of
You're
those.
still in jail.
I'm always in Facebook jail.
That's awesome.
Do I need to do the sharing here, Dave?
No, that was lifted off of my restriction list today, so I
Oh.
did some sharing.
Okay.
Yeah, but I just keep sharing. I don't know if you'll see a lot of times on like Tooele 411, people will ask the same question, and so I'll watch for those questions and try to answer them on my social media platform. Like everyone's always asking, what summer camps are there? Like I just collect all of the information and put it into one post so that I'm that local information.
So you're kind of like a Yellow Pages. If you find something
Yeah.
out, you add, except at Yellow Pages, people don't have to come and pay to.
And if I don't like, if the business isn't, I'm not going to share businesses that I'm not willing to spend money at.
Mm-hmm.
I'm selective.
Well, what about businesses that are maybe out of the nominal price range? Would you still share it?
Yeah, if it's an investment and it's worth it, absolutely. And I'm going to tell people that. So just recently, I'm in the family way. So I talk a lot about family
In
things.
the family way?
Yes, I get that from watching Call of the Midwife. I'm in the family way.
What's Call of the Midwife?
That's a great show on Netflix.
Have you heard about the midwives in England are now being taught to give their services to men?
There you go. Everybody needs.
Wait, don't they birth people?
They do, but then they're medical professionals.
Although
still.
they're giving them instructions to men out of men parts.
You know my kids are going to watch this, right?
I'm sorry, but there is not enough epidurals on the planet. But anyway,
The
so
questions I get to answer later tonight. Thank you so much. That made me blush. I love it.
so we can go. Let's go back to the family.
The family way.
The family way. So you support family oriented.
Yeah.
Or let's not call it just family oriented, but
Well, I think if you say family friendly, it's usually like G or PG.
yeah.
Yeah.
PG, maybe PG 12.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And activities as well.
Oh yeah, all of
Get
them.
out and do that bonding. That's good.
So we have summer camps here in Tooele County, right?
Lots of them.
Lots of them.
Yep. There's yoga summer camps. There's Tooele gymnastics summer camps. There's cooking summer camps.
What's a yoga summer camp?
Who doesn't? You just sign your child up to go to yoga for 2 hours and drop them off.
Really?
Yeah, why not?
And is it so it's not like a whole month of them eating pureed vegetables?
Heck,
and-
I would send my kid to that. They would come back so healthy and calm, hopefully.
I remember they used to send me that kind of stuff when I was little, like an archery summer camp. Just get rid of me for a week.
Oh, nice.
That'd be
You know?
fun though.
Yeah,
Archery summer
it
camp.
was. I remember I found some bees in the forest, me and a group of kids, and they were under a rock, and they were in this
Under a
little,
rock.
like, it looked like a cream puff nest or something. It looked kind of cool. So we started poking it, and these little eyeballs came out and
Of course you
looked
started.
at us and then swarmed us. And yeah, that was my summer camp adventure.
Yeah, the Ochre Tooele school, what is it? Ochre Tooele something. Up in Ofra, they do archery camps and stuff.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's hard for like newbies that are coming into Tooele. I feel like Tooele, like we only have one Walmart. We have like 2 Solbergs here in the county, but you really have to make your own fun or find your own fun or find like what events are happening.
That is very true.
It's
And
very
it
true.
does seem like most of rural Utah has a deficit of organized activity places.
Mhm.
So, and also maybe it's just the new advertising age, but you don't know about these. I didn't know we had a yoga summer camp or an archery summer camp.
Yeah.
And I say we
I got
mix
you.
the two.
I got it. I have it
Yeah.
all on my Instagram and Facebook for you. All in one place.
So do you promote it actively or just collect it at one source?
What? I don't understand your question.
Like, do you actually share it on other people's pages and promote it in, I don't know, maybe paper, pamphlets, or like, how do you get the word out?
Okay, so when I first got started about Tooele Adventures and trying to get people to follow me, I have business cards that I would go around and hand out to people. And I did a lot of giveaways with businesses. And so that helped drive the following my way. Because right now on my Instagram, I have 4,000 followers, and I really try to make those followers be Tooele based, because I want businesses and companies to be able to come to me and be like, hey, I need help spreading the word about this. So I do work with businesses, and I do trade for advertising too. But again, I only work with businesses that I really believe in.
Mm.
So
we've got Stansbury volleyball camp
yes.
for the young ladies,
Mhm.
and Grantsville basketball camp, which is probably for the boys, but there could be basketball in both. I wish they would open up volleyball, the boys too, but you know.
I don't think they have enough coaches. I know that in Tooele County, there's a big following for girls volleyball, but they don't have the space. That's a problem here.
And that, and probably it also probably coincide. I mean, you can't run so many sports at the same time, and I think volleyball overlaps with basketball, and you know, and
They need the court.
Yep.
Yeah.
The court time is really difficult to get around here.
yeah, and so I'm just going through your page as we chat.
Yes.
Stansbury Swim, McDonald's lobby is open.
Did you know that?
I had heard that a couple weeks
Do you know
ago.
what a big deal that is in the winter when you're a mom with 3 kids and you need to get out of the house and the play place is open?
Never been. The play place is open.
It's
huh?
open. It's open.
So yeah, McDonald's closed their doors for some time, didn't they?
They did.
It's been what, 2 years now?
Jeez.
So my Facebook is fun, but I can't remember. Are you on Instagram at all?
I probably
We-
have an Instagram.
We have
but
a presence there, but
So
how
what's
active it
nice
is-
about the Instagram is I have all of the events saved in my highlights. So I have it by month. So it's just nicely organized on Instagram. Not that Facebook isn't helpful. So, but yeah, one of my other purposes for Tooele Adventures is I really wanted to keep taxes local. The more that we can spend and support our local businesses, the more that's coming back in the schools and to our roads. And if I'm able to promote businesses, then I'm able to help in that way.
hopefully the more businesses will start up out here,
Yeah.
bringing in more commercial commerce, which it just,
Yeah.
we really need that done.
Yeah. So I'm just a citizen that saw a window of nobody doing something and I took advantage of it.
That's good.
Well, 4,000 people is no small number for Tooele.
I had to work really hard for that number.
I bet you did.
Yes. It was a lot of like feet on the ground,
Mm.
a lot of talking with businesses, and a lot of magic, I guess.
Well, no, I think it's really good what you're doing. And,
Yeah.
no, that's outstanding. So
So you can give like a quality stamp of approval to a business.
Yes.
So you can say it's like Tooele Adventures approved, or like kind of like what they do for Gephardt, right?
I wanted to do that. I wanted to get stickers to be able to put on businesses' doors. But I'm just gonna say I'm a nonprofit because I don't make any money. This is just a Sarah. I went to school at USU. I have my communications degree, so this is just a window that I'm doing for free. But I was like, I didn't have money to be able to buy the stickers to put on the businesses' doors, or I didn't want to spend that money.
Well, yeah.
Because I'm rather putting my time, and my time has value too.
I get it. Maybe you could find an,
Kind of like podcasting.
Oh yeah, I know. I hope you get more followers.
this is, yeah.
Talk about a time sink, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe you could do something arts and crafty, to get stuff made.
Do you ever
Start a
Oh, I don't have time for that.
start a camp where
Well,
people bring
no.
their kids to
what,
you, and
what
you get
about
the
getting
labor.
a booth? Get a booth at the
Yeah.
arts and crafts thing.
I have a booth at I have done that. You know what? We did it for our Halloween. You know how Main Street, you can go trick or treating on Main Street.
Uh-huh.
We handed out our business cards and stickers and candy and fuzzy dice to the trick or treaters, and it was really fun. So yeah, I do that too.
We should do something like that on Halloween.
Oh my gosh, come along.
Let's do this where we like have one candy bar and 10 kids take a
No.
math test, and the highest math test gets the candy bar.
So have you ever seen how many kids come to that? the trick or treating downtown. Have you ever seen how many kids there are?
Is it like a trunk or treat?
Oh, it's like thousands.
there at
It's
Bath
thousands of kids that come to this.
That would be fun to have
It is crazy.
have a booth.
Well, it's really easy. All you do is show up and put up a table. That's it.
Yeah, and dress up.
Sounds cheap.
I'd be dressed as Bigfoot, obviously.
That would be fabulous.
I already have the costume.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think we got a plan for Halloween.
Yep, I like it.
What are you going to be, David?
Ask me when Halloween comes around.
What? You don't start planning this like 8 months in advance.
I'm coming as Ted Kaczynski.
Yeah. So just to recap, Tooele Adventures, hashtags and making sure Tooele City Tooele County is represented well. And just for all the new people, even all the people that are seasoned here, I'm trying to be a resource, the visitor center. And then third is I'm really trying to help businesses.
So if someone has something going on and they want to get on the radar, they can just reach out and contact you.
Yep, free events. I will share for free. If a business wants to work with me, I'd be happy to send them my
Family
press kit.
friendly business, obviously, but
Yeah.
we don't need to hear about your bachelor party that you want to.
No.
Yeah, but they can reach out to you. They can send you a message, say, hey,
Yeah,
we've
are
got
we a
this.
good fit?
So here in a month, we have in Stansbury Park, they're going to be on the show coming close to when they kick off, a couple weeks before, but there's going to be a farmer's market kicking open.
Oh, good.
So I'll make sure that
The Benson Grit smell?
not sure where.
I hope it's there. That's where they normally have done
that's
it.
a good event to have, a good area to have it, but
Yeah.
they want to advertise, they want to draw. And I think in
Yes.
today's economic climate, it's a good idea to set up farmers markets where communities get to know each other, get to know what kind of food they have locally, how to source it and support it and attain it. We need to make those local.
Yep.
I don't know if hobby farmer is the way you state it, but those local farmers who don't sell conglomerately.
Right.
It's nice to reinforce them.
Yeah, and they need to reach out to me so I can share it.
Okay.
And what about like the Hope for Life Foundation? They're having an event on May 21st.
Yeah.
Familiar?
I think I saw something at the. I'm only a one-woman show here. You have to remember that.
We'll have to send you information
I'm
on
a
this.
one-woman
Yeah.
show.
It's kind of important to us as we're veterans.
Yeah.
I'll definitely
We
share
suffer
it.
from the tragedies of existing as veterans.
Tell me more about the event. What is it?
It's a dinner to raise funds. What Blair has set up is it's kind of a therapy that's centered around veterans, but it would really work for anybody. But it's kind of male centric right now because of the way it works out. But it's kind of a veterans recovery and life and betterment.
I would love to share that. That's really important, and we definitely need to get the word out.
Mm-hmm.
And I have tracked people. I've already boots on the ground. I've been running around trying to tell people about Tooele Adventures. So then just activities like this, events like this, they can tap into this and I can help share it or spread the word.
Good. And then, so how do you, like, how, as you set this up, this sounds like it'd be a good thing for even people who come to the county to visit.
Absolutely. That's why I'm filling the hashtags.
How did, so that when they look up like Tooele, your hashtags
Yep.
on Insta, Twitter, jump to the top. And then they find you through there and they can say, okay, I'm restaurant, hike,
Yep.
you know.
Yep. Especially on Instagram, because on Instagram you have the highlight bubbles. So I have those all saved separate versus on Facebook, you have to scroll.
Okay.
So yeah, I have the hikes all. I don't have a website yet because
Okay.
that takes time and money.
Do
Do you guys have a website?
Does. Yes.
I have a website programmer and I can probably hook you up.
Well,
But right now I got them on 2 other websites. So
yeah. I'm just a one-woman show, though. I'm like, do I really want to pay $3,000 for a website?
oh God, no. I'm like the max I would ever charge anyone is probably like $250, $300.
There you go.
I have 3 websites, But my other ones are just hobby on WordPress. But
There you go.
not that my sister runs them, so I
Perfect.
don't even know how they work.
Yeah. Well, sadly, my time, I really have to be careful with my time because I am a business owner here locally too.
Tell us about your business.
So I,
Plug it.
yes,
Plug it.
you're going to die when I show you. Okay. So my family, we fell in love with foam parties. Foam parties.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Look it up so they can see.
Did you bring in the
please.
foam machine? Let's just let it loose right here in the studio.
Okay, it would fill this room in like 15 seconds full of bubbles.
I bet you we'd get a few views on that.
It would probably ruin your floors. It's meant to be outside. Tooele foam parties.
Okay.
Parties. Partyzz. So we have this machine where you can rent it and you can have epic parties. So you can, yep, there's my Facebook.
Right.
Or you can go to our website, yeah.
So you got
Right here.
Yep, that works too. Then it'll show the pictures that I'm posting.
Okay.
There we are.
Oh my
Those are
gosh.
my kids.
Looks like so much fun. I want to bring it to work.
And don't tell
We'll
anyone.
just like put it in the back of your truck and just show up.
just blow foam all over.
So we're
the
getting
place.
ready to have our busy season. So obviously busy season when it's nice out because your kids or adults, you're putting swimsuits on and goggles and playing with this. So
Okay, so
And
we
then
got a little video we're
Oh,
about to watch. Of,
you don't have to watch this one. This is how to set up the foam machine.
okay,
Important, but not essential.
all right. I
These
want.
are funner.
All right, so
So do you see the epic amount of bubbles?
yeah, you make a big foam, and then the kids
Mm-hmm.
just romp through it. However
Oh,
they
yeah.
do, they make
Yeah.
beards or they
Yes.
wrestle, whatever they do.
It's magical. And then everyone's tired and happy afterwards.
You wear a kid out.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we own it here in Tooele. So I do that as a side hustle. And then I sell on Amazon too. And then my husband travels out of town all the time. So I'm a superwoman at home.
Wait, what's
So-
that? What is that?
That looks like a
It's a snow cone machine.
maker.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
cool.
we rent that out too.
Yeah. You put vodka in this side and tiger's blood in that side.
There you go. Now
And-
I'll have to explain what vodka is to my kids. Thank you. That's how you make vanilla, guys.
Yeah, that's how you make
It is.
vanilla. Well, I know, because I don't want castoreum in my food.
Yeah, I need to do that.
Yeah, actually, one of our city council women brought us both over some homemade
Vanilla?
vanilla.
Was it
vodka
Marissa?
vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I choose the lovely.
You should advertise her vanilla because I use that for all my
great.
freaking baking products now.
What?
Yeah, I'm
And
almost
she
out.
can also make it out of rum.
I
Oh,
need
God.
I need to try that. So
Yeah, I've got some beans that I haven't put into any of my preferred beverage yet.
there you go. Oh, and just a little bit something Tooele Adventures, I do get a lot of people. It's not just 4,000 people that follow me. In the last 30 days, with Facebook and Instagram, I had over almost 500,000 views, likes.
Oh, good.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That is a lot. But
Yes.
I mean,
That's
like, how
good.
many services like that are there in Tooele? Probably not much. I mean, even we can claim to be the biggest political podcast in Tooele.
You can, and you are.
We are
Yeah.
Yeah.
the only one, but
The only, yeah.
So and a lot of businesses are welcome to come to me. I value my time, and I do sponsored posts if we align, and I trade for that because sometimes those businesses are getting started, they don't have that cash money.
That's how McDonald's got the place
No,
open.
McDonald's won't.
McDonald's
look at
is
me.
like, hey, we'd like to be in there, and you're like,
you gotta
open
you
up
got to
the
give me
plate.
extra pickles on
Let
my
that-
hamburger.
let that
They
let,
don't charge for that.
let my kids play so I can eat.
And
They're
they
like,
opened it up. It was a magical door. You're
can't.
welcome.
we can't. COVID is horrible, and you're like, no.
You should, if you can you color the foam green? Call it COVID party.
Oh,
You know what? We
Oh.
want to figure that out, but we haven't figured out how to make that happen without it staining your clothes.
that's what and the kids.
Because how awesome would that be for a gender reveal?
Oh,
Right?
Oh,
Because
that
you see
would
the
be.
gender reveal parties.
It not only that, but set the scene. Mom and dad are blindfolded,
Okay.
and they've got to wander out into the foam like blindfolded, then take the blindfolds
Shut
off.
up. And they open and they're like surrounded.
Surrounded
by
by
pink
pink,
or
or
purple.
blue or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, how to not stain the clothes?
What about glow in the dark?
So it doesn't do glow in the dark, but people have done parties with glow sticks and black lights, and it's amazing and fabulous.
Yeah.
Huh.
All you do is you make the foam, and then you actually break the glow sticks and then cut them in half and
Fling it everywhere.
fling it. And then you realize you got IR glow sticks and only works for certain people. But anyways, no,
Yeah.
I that gender reveal would be awesome if you
Wouldn't
could
it?
figure out how, because it would stain. It wouldn't just stain clothes. It'd stain people.
Wouldn't that be fun? If you like came home and you had like purple arms
So what you do is
or blue arms.
you have to advertise it as bring your clothes you don't care because they're
Yeah,
going to
it'd be
get
like
ruined.
a chalk throwing.
Yeah, like
bubbles.
the
Yeah.
Indian stuff. Yeah.
Mhm.
You'd have to advertise it as that, and then you're going to be stained. So that's a gender reveal for sure.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe next year
Yeah.
once my boss figures it out,
Yeah, once you
and
figure,
then I can do it. So yeah.
yeah, that'd be great. And then man,
So what about isn't there a political committee on tourism here in Tooele County?
there is.
There is, and I finally am going to be on it. I'm going this month.
Good.
Oh, okay.
I called Jared. What's his name? I'm trying to remember the county councilman that's over it. And I said, I want to come to this. And he said, okay, it's this time and this time.
Tom Tripp, Kendall Thomas.
No, keep going.
Who's the guy that lives around here?
Kai?
Crickets.
You know what? We're here to learn. It's okay. I'll look it up.
But anyways, yeah.
Wardell.
So
There's
you're going to
David
go
Wardell.
to it, so you could maybe get in on that.
Yes, because they need help. I think they need help.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Well,
I don't know, a few years ago they invested $500,000 in advertising for tourism here in Tooele. So if you noticed out by Lake Point, there was a large billboard that was up for a year. So I'm assuming a lot of the budget went to that. It was so close, so much. And then the county also contracted out having their Instagram run and a web page built. But all those contracts have ended.
And there goes $500,000, right?
And the website, I think they are running into legal problems of having access to it.
what?
Yeah, I know. I need to find out more about that. So this next meeting, their goal is they're trying to make an updated brochure for Tooele County tourism.
There's another $500,000.
I was like, I need to look up his name. We'll just say it's Kai. I was like, send me what you have and what you want on there so I can come to this meeting with ideas for this. And then he didn't ever send me the email.
What ideas? Like, let me just say, if you were going to run a tourism thing
Okay.
here in Tooele, one focused on keeping people on this side of the mountain for quick jaunts, and also hopefully drawing people in.
Okay. Yeah, I have these. Yep.
How
what I
would you do it?
So let me just throw this idea out there.
I got you. I got that answer. I have a post about it. What?
You see these little signs about my honor student was blah 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 on the lawns.
Mm-hmm.
They're what used to be political signs, but now it's like, hey, my kid was an honor student.
That is a big thing in schools right now. Is every month they have a student of the month for
They
most
do.
schools. Yeah.
Well, why couldn't we have things like that for people to put out there and support Tooele businesses and tourism?
Because
and
I
things like
need to
that?
do it. That's why. I need to start selling bumper stickers.
Everywhere where there's
Problem
a urinal. Everywhere where there's a urinal, we could put a sign with some advertising on it.
Oh, I was close. It's Ty Hofferman. He's the county council member that's over the tourism board.
Good.
So I'm going to that. So yeah, what needs?
So you're going to make now Now, if we had a Target out here, I would say the urinal idea would be outstanding.
I think it would. I mean, let's face it. Where do we spend at least 3% of our time every day?
Well, let's
yes.
hear what's your thoughts? What,
So I have some posts because I feel like a lot of families can easily come out here for the day or spend the night. Some things that they can do. Businesses that can support Stansbury Observatory. That came out.
Have you been to
Observatory?
Have you been to the star parties out there?
Yes,
those are the best.
they're amazing.
Those are the best.
We have the second. What is it? The second largest
privately owned telescope or something. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah,
but yeah,
novice telescope. I think. Yeah. So I tell people that because that's amazing.
It is
amazing.
It's so cool, and it's not just that. So they've got
I've never been there. I gotta
5
check
telescopes out there now that are in
5?
structures.
I thought it was 4.
But not just that. But then a whole bunch of hobbyists show up with their pickups and their SUVs and unload their telescopes and set them up.
And it's free.
And there'll be like 30 telescopes there, and you just walk down the line, and they've got step ladders for kids to get up and look in the eyepiece. And they'll tell the kid, tonight we're looking at this whatever nebula.
Yeah.
And as the kid's looking at it, this just regular dude is telling them about this nebula as a hobby,
Yep.
And then you go to the next one and they're looking at Jupiter, and the next one you're looking at Saturn. And
it's amazing.
Sounds romantic.
It dude. Hey, I mean,
there's too many people for it to be romantic.
No, honestly, I think it probably would. If like a second date, that would probably be an awesome second date.
That actually is what my husband did with me. He took me stargazing.
Oh,
so that draws in a crowd to Tooele.
Oh,
it's a free event. But before
it needs to be advertised, because they do it in Tooele
twice a month,
every other weekend, and then other than that, they go to the other side somewhere else. But here they have one place they come every 2 weeks.
Yeah, they definitely have the opportunity to have somebody to manage their social media more. Heck, if it was $1 to come and look through those telescopes and you got a glow in the dark wristband, I would pay that every time.
Oh yeah.
And then that would help pay their fees or their marketing or whatever.
Not to mention the kids.
I'm still shocked. Like, they blew through $500,000 doing.
It was very disappointing.
Wasn't it the government? I mean,
the county.
Well, and I don't know. It's a tough thing. It's a tough thing that they go out on annual contracts to get stuff done, and then when that contract ends, the website that's set up is the property, or there's a property of website dispute.
Yeah, it's disappointing.
But I think that's comes with. My dad's on that tourism committee.
Oh, I'm excited to meet him. What's his name?
Craig Anderson.
Okay.
And I don't think he's ever touched a computer.
Oh.
He owns one.
Okay.
And he's actually had me go to his house and sit on his computer and turn it on and do something on it.
Bless his heart.
Now he has a cell phone. He still has never sent a text. If you text him, he'll call you back. Because it'll show up the name on. Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
But
that's something I advertise. I have a post of my top 5 favorite things to do in Tooele. And that's something that I try to push with different hashtags in the Salt Lake area to help draw people. Isn't that crazy that this lady is so passionate about Tooele?
No, that's awesome.
She's doing this for free to try to get people to come and spend their money. But also I talk about my 5 favorite things. That includes my favorite restaurant to stop at that day.
Okay.
Chubby's, you can't ever go wrong.
Okay, yeah.
Staying there.
Chubby's is a good restaurant.
Joe is such a great addition to Tooele County. And then the free concerts on Vine. And our swimming pool at Deseret Peak is actually a really great swimming pool.
Oh, yeah.
And then the fire museum, the Utah Fire Museum, that is hidden back there. That is really cool. Have you ever been there?
He just looked at me because he has never heard that we have one. It's at Deseret Peak. It's on the west end of the Deseret Peak complex, and they've got the fire museum there.
Yeah, they have over 60 fire trucks there. And
Have you been to the Donner Reed Museum yet?
my kids have, but I have not.
Well, that's the best place to meet my dad.
Really? Okay. I need
He's
to
the
go
man in
see.
charge.
That's
What
his element.
There's something odd there. What's the odd thing that's there that museum's known for?
My dad.
Great.
No. What's the odd thing? Well, it's the largest collection of the Donner Party recovered
Is there a foot or
materials.
something?
There is a mummy's foot there.
Okay. Yes, I'm so happy I remember that. Yeah, so my kids remember the foot
He probably
and the
told the
cage
kids.
out there.
Yeah, there's the old jail, the
Yeah.
old Gransel jail.
Yeah.
And he probably told the kids it was a doggy bag from dinner at the Donner Party.
Gross. Yummy. Gross. Yeah. So that's something that and I reach out to influencers that are in the Salt Lake area. Like Salt Lake City Moms, Utah Valley Moms, Utah Adventures,
Do we have
the
a lot
Salt
of-
Projects. The moms are the bosses.
Yeah.
Yes,
We have a lot of influencers. I did not
well,
know that.
they're not here in the valley, but I've reached out to them and they keep sharing
Good.
what's out here. Oh yeah, and the geocaching. Have you guys ever been geocaching? The geobeds.
Yes, I've been to the geobeds.
That's a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's this large little room in Dugway where they have all these different like grinding stones and cutting
Yeah.
operations for the geobeds. And
Yeah,
That's cool.
it's rental. You go in there. I think it costs like $1.50, and
I need to go there
you can use all the equipment.
for rocks.
They've got tumblers.
This is blowing my mind. My husband's a
cutters.
geologist.
they got everything. Unfortunately, though, it's not always in the best condition.
That's
Well,
fair.
it's MWR equipment. This isn't like you're not going out there to the geology department. It's MWR equipment that
Yeah.
a commander at one time said, "Hey, we got geobeds right there. Why don't we open this up for soldiers to go?"
That's worth $1 to go and use those.
yeah. They've got like you can rent a mechanic's bay, and it's got all the tools in it. You can,
How wonderful.
military bases commonly have things like
Yeah,
that.
if you explore those areas, you'll find out like they're not even allowed to really advertise to the public because of legalities, but other people can talk about it. You know what I mean?
But the hard part is getting onto Dugway to use it.
Yeah, because that's something I don't know anything about.
Dugway's a pretty closed off place.
There you go. Yeah.
So when's your first meeting with the Tooele
I think it's next
Tourism
week
Council?
or
Next
this week.
Good.
It's on my calendar.
Good.
Do you have anything you want me to tell him?
Well, let me ask this. So we've got
Thursday.
website ideas and things like that, but is there a way that you could do some cost effective tactile advertising, pamphlets, things like that? Would that be something do you think would have any impact?
Absolutely.
Maybe not a visitor center, but maybe a little
A new updated
lean-to
pamphlet?
pamphlets on stands at the gas stations. Because if someone's coming out to the county,
Mm-hmm.
they stop at a gas station. If you can kick it right by the door, make it pretty and flowery, and
I actually stopped by the Tooele Chambers building today and I picked up all the pamphlets that are available here. And I assume that they're also in the hotels. I've never seen them at the gas stations though.
well, I would put them at the gas stations because someone might just be out here for a day visit.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Maybe they come out to see grandma.
But we
and-
have, they are there, but they haven't been updated for at least 15 to 18 years.
really, so they're gonna advertise things like
What kind of a budget would we need to get those updated, do you think?
Well, I would do it for free, and
$2
then we just
million?
need it printed out.
yeah. Well, no,
So-
I think when you go into this meeting, offer your services. Tell them, look,
I will,
I know how to do this stuff. I'll spearhead this, and
because bless your dad. He's
You've
still learning how to
already
turn the computer on.
No,
No,
I
he
kind of want to
would-
know more though. Now I'm like, okay, they gave him $500,000.
$500,000 is the budget. A lot of it went to the billboard, I assumed, because it was up for over a year.
How much is a billboard? $500,000, really?
No, because the money also went towards a contract of having them run their social media on Instagram, which they were responsive on it. But the photos that they were posting at the time during the contract, I felt like weren't new. It was somebody sitting behind a desk very far away.
I feel like I need to go to these meetings. I really do. I almost feel like an urge to go sit in just to make sure we're not getting ripped off.
I mean,
Well, I think they did throw them. The money wasn't as well.
Here's another hard part that I have. All right. So I'm going to stumble out on a limb. I don't like that the government has stripped us of so much of our personal autonomy that now we have to go to the government to set up advertising for things we offer, which it just sounds rough to me. That the free market would be such a better vehicle to make this happen. The government, there's not a government entity that's successful.
I think they're just trying to be a resource
Well,
and a middle person
I
to
agree.
help the businesses.
I
And
agree,
it's-
but
it's-
they've stripped us. They've probably made laws to where a guy just can't put a billboard up on his yard, things like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's lots.
Well, there is, because the city, even Tooele City, had it for a while that you couldn't put an A-frame out on Main Street.
Yeah.
But that ordinance is gone now.
Well, good, but I mean, it's just not that that's the only one, but now we're going to the government, so we're going to people who their designation is to write laws and set up ordinances to keep a well-running community and saying, okay, and now be in charge of advertising too. Right? That's like me going to the local plumber and saying, you know what, this power outlet isn't working, so why don't you square that away for me? And the guy's like, look, I make poo leave your house. I'm not here to make power come in.
Well, I wonder where that money came from that they spent. Well, I can tell you where it went because I saw where it went, but I wonder where it came from. I wonder what budget.
Probably
have
quite
to
a bit of
ask.
grants.
We
from
could have bought the
state.
land and built a permanent sign, probably, with that.
I'll bet
And
it.
then rented it out to businesses.
Making money with government. You know how that we'd be sued for something so quick.
I wouldn't, yeah.
Yeah, and then the government, you know what they'd be sued for?
And then the city
They would be drug in front of the Department of Justice, and the Department of Justice say, you're being charged with not turning gold into shit.
That's one thing that's nice because about plugging back to Tooele Adventures is like I saw all these issues and I saw that there wasn't like businesses needed help. And like the city was trying to do what they could do, but essentially they needed a private person to step up and be the information booth and to be helpful to businesses, especially because a lot of the businesses here in Tooele are still learning to get onto social media too.
Yeah, I think you're motivated. You understand communication. You understand
Yes.
how to make things happen. I think, if you can get a group of people that are actually motivated to do the job and know what to do,
that
maybe
know what
maybe
to
it
do.
wouldn't be a bad investment.
No, it really wouldn't.
As long as I'm sitting there watching them.
Welcome to come.
Well, I still think it's a bad idea to have government in charge of advertising.
I don't think they should be solely in charge of advertising. That's
I-
not the answer.
I think they should stop taxing us, 0.5% off of what they already tax us and say, look, we're going to just leave this part alone. You businesses figure this out.
Absolutely, because that's
Even
how
if
people
it's a-
learn is by letting them fail.
Even if it's a chamber of commerce that
Yeah.
becomes the center point of organization, but I don't think the government should. And I understand the government wants to keep stuff over here on this side as well. But the government kind of already has a mandate on what they can do. They need to figure out how to write ordinances, laws, and set up the infrastructure to do that, not to advertise for it.
Right.
So,
But I don't disagree with trying to organize as a community. to do
no,
this.
and I agree. And I think the government is a fine meeting place to do that. I just don't think county councilmen should. Not that I think they're dishonest about it.
But is it?
I just think that they're the wrong people to do it.
Because are the county the ones that are approving what businesses are allowed to come here in the county, and then they want to make sure that they're successful and help them and aid them?
Sure.
They're also the ones that tell me I can't put alcohol in my chocolate, but yeah.
Oh,
So
that would be great. That would be a great business.
Mm-hmm.
But 28% tax probably would cut you down really fast.
Well, it shut down Manitowoc Cellars.
Mhm.
We had a winery out here
Yeah,
and shut them down.
I heard that on your Becky post. I heard that.
Yeah.
Today when I was
And it's
listening.
rough. It's the DABC is, I don't know. I Mal would be proud.
Oh. Well, thanks for letting me come
Yeah,
today.
but we've got a couple comments we got to go through.
Oh yes, ask her foam parties.
Yeah, ask about the foam parties. We got that
Yes,
covered.
Patty, you rented last year from us, and I loved seeing your photos of your kids and your grandkids. That was like a core memory. So thank you for renting last year, Patty.
And
That's
that's
great.
Sounds like that'd be fun if you got like a family reunion or something.
Yeah,
It's goofy, it's funny, it's kind of a gag.
it's a core memory for the summer. It's
Yeah.
awesome. I love it.
One of the Utah souvenir shops in SLC. BJ's talking about
right, but
some
the
chocolate.
chocolates.
Yeah, definitely. And then
you need to put
Sabertooth.
them in Vintage Barn. People would buy it.
Oh, I'm sure. And
I didn't know
another
we had a vintage bar.
Oh, so Vintage Barn is on Main Street. It's like a gift shop. Lots of ladies go there. They
Okay.
have like
it's
redone
next
furniture.
to the
Oh yes, I do know where that
haircut
place is.
place, right?
Mhm.
The
I think we
Black
actually bought
Cat or
furniture
the
something.
5 haircutting places on
Okay.
Main Street.
And then
And you
across,
still need an appointment to get in.
I know.
and then
Crazy.
across the way,
It's a
they've got
anomaly.
another man's treasure that you could
Yep.
you could
mhm.
probably sell it out of there.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, just hit all the locally owned shops. If someone will carry it and sell it, you're a step ahead. But
Yeah,
then
there's a Main Street event coming up later.
then
this
David
month.
had to make more.
I know, right?
Dun dun dun.
That's the hard part because we've got the sweet shop in Grantsville, right
Yes.
across from the elementary school,
Yes,
and yeah, I would hit all those places.
but then you have to have more time to get
And-
that all done.
Exactly.
He wouldn't be able to pursue his real passion in life,
Just sitting here.
being a safety manager.
Oh,
Wear your seatbelt.
All right, today we want to talk about. But yeah, thank you for coming on. I think
Yeah.
what you're doing is really awesome.
thank you.
I know you reached out to us a couple months back, but had a conflict of timeline. But I'm glad we linked back up and
yes.
we got you on here. Now, if you ever need to, feel free to advertise on the
I
happy hour.
noticed that. I didn't realize that you
Just-
do that. Yeah,
just-
because I saw Melanie, Mel's Nutrition. She posts a
Mhm.
lot. And Urban Lie.
I let things
Mhm.
freely stay on the webpage for about 5 days before I take them off. But anyone's welcome to post whatever
Yeah,
they
just-
want on the page.
Just throw it
Yeah.
on there. It's just a community thing. And then if you ever need to get information out, you can send us an email, Zoom in.
Yeah, we're gonna I'll do a free foam party. I do a few every year. I'll have to let you know when we're
Where do you
doing them
do 'em
so
at?
you can drive by and your puppy. What if your puppy got dogs love it too?
Oh, I'm sure she would.
Does she like to get in the water? Does she like
Not
baths?
at all. Not even a little
Okay,
bit.
then she would be freaked out by it.
She's the spoiledest thing on the
She'd be
planet.
like, I'm going to die. There is like 3 rooms full of bubbles over there. I don't know when. I need to figure that out.
Okay.
But I'll
All right.
post about it. Don't you worry.
We'll have to check that. That'd be fun to come down and see what it's all about. Does it
Yeah.
get real slippery? Like if you set up a slip and slide
Yes. If,
and the foam, could we
Oh, yes.
reach some high speeds?
so my boss, I have not invested in a large slip and slide because we're in a drought right now. But he has a large slip and slide, and the videos that he has posted are amazing because he can make the foam machine go over the slip and slide. So the foam is going down onto the
So it's
slip
like
and slide.
falling?
So you gain momentum with
Oh,
it.
okay.
Or I've seen people, they'll rent it, the foam machine, and then they will just put that painter's clear.
Just the painters,
And they'll
any
put-
kind of plastic.
Yeah, they'll put the foam machine at the top, and the kids are just It's the best way to start
And you
the summer.
can get those in like 90-foot long rolls.
Mhm.
Like we could send a kid from
I don't
from Settlement Park to the park over on Broadway if we align it just right. And
if there's enough.
have you seen
Incline.
Christmas Vacation when he puts the
been a while.
Teflon spray under the disc that you go down the snow on, and it makes him go super
sled?
fast, and he's like going through walls and
It's been a while. But you know what? I feel like there's not a lot of tall sledding hills in Tooele to make.
well, there
Well, the ones that there are, they're not on private property.
there's some. We
So-
used to, when I was younger, we used to go to the base of South Willow Canyon right there at the old power plant.
Is that illegal now to sled?
I don't think we used to do it when I was a kid. We don't get snow anymore, not like we used to.
That's true.
We did this last week.
We did what
I
yesterday,
had to cover my garden.
but we used to get
I
deeper
know,
snow, and
did.
we don't get enough snow where sledding is super available. But
Yeah.
so right when you turn up South Willow Canyon.
I've been up to South Willow Canyon. There's a long dirt road that you have to go on to get up there.
This is before the dirt road. It's right when you first turn off of Old Mormon Trail.
Oh.
It's just off to the left. It's like a defilade. And
Is that where people shoot out there too?
No.
Oh.
Well, they might, but that wasn't the common shooting place.
Okay.
And we used to go sledding down both sides of that.
That's fun.
Yeah,
Did you grow up in Grantsville then?
I did.
Okay. See, I'm a baby and I'm like, what? I have to drive 20 minutes to Grantsville to go sledding.
You'd think we could find something out here in Tooele.
There is. I have a post about it. Don't worry.
Okay.
About
there we
all
go.
my favorite sledding hills in Tooele.
some short sledding hills was up there behind what is it, the Catholic school up on 7th.
What is that? Sterling Elementary?
I'm sure.
Yeah, that's the best hill in Tooele.
Yeah, and then of course you've got all the natural short hills, the natural water catch depressions they're building into all the new neighborhoods.
Oh yes, that's a good. Yeah.
Those are short hills, especially if your kids are real young and you don't like carrying them up a big long hill.
I know.
Those are short, quick ones. But you said you got an 11-year-old, and it's probably not long enough for them.
They can run right up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on,
Welcome.
everyone. Sarah Garcia from Tooele Adventures. Check her out on Instagram and on Facebook. You just look up Tooele Adventures.
You got a Twitter?
No.
No Twitter?
Should I? Is there enough people in Tooele that are on Twitter?
I'm starting to use it a little bit more frequently.
For Tooele stuff?
Well, for us, yeah.
Yeah.
They've already paved the pathway on Instagram and Facebook.
I think that's a great idea. No, I'm not much on Instagram.
You're welcome to come.
Oh, I'm sure I could learn how to use a new one.
I
But,
think, let me follow you right now.
I do some Facebook stuff.
But are you mostly on Twitter then?
No.
Oh,
I'm well, this is out of Facebook, so I'm mostly on Facebook, I suppose.
there you go.
And then we put this on YouTube and Rumble and BitChute, which, by the way, everyone, if you feel so inclined, go watch us on one of the alternatives, like, share, follow.
There you are.
There you
All
are.
that
There I
stuff.
am. Yeah, see, look how organized my highlights are. You need ideas for spring break. Boom. Goblin Valley. Boom. Easter
like it.
events. Boom.
Gosh.
I like it. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us. And, but jump on there, give Sarah's page a follow. I think hopefully if we can build her up, we can, for my
Just helps everybody.
mental state, we can yank this out of the government's hands, put it into someone who knows what they're doing. Because the government knows what they're doing with their stuff.
We're putting Sarah into the government to fix that.
Yes, I just put myself at the table.
There you go. And
I
and I
did.
like how we talked to when we were at the delegate meeting, and you were talking about that. You've been trying to get a hold of that. And I'm just glad that you're taking the initiative to step in. And
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
sort it out.
Yep.
All right. We will be back on Friday, right?
We will be back on Friday. We have a lady who's running against Sam Gill.
Sim Gill. And also we've got there's a handful of people. We're gonna have a couple interviews of people that are running out of Salt Lake County and Utah County for different objectives. And I know that's not Tooele County centric, but let's face it, things that happen in our metro areas affect us. So, maybe if you got relatives out there, you can lean on them or something. But everyone have a good night, and we'll see you Friday.